Hello, 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 ladies and gentlemen. My name is Dr. Spurs, and I will be taking you through another game tonight, in just the hopes that I have a system that works. And hopefully it does. But I would like to share with you some of my thoughts before we jump into this game. If you don't want to hear my thoughts, and you just want to see the game, just go ahead and skip it. I mean, that's why they give you a skip bar, right? On the bottom. But, I mean, I'm sure you can't hear them, because, that's just the way my mic is, but like everyone, like all the frat boys that live around me are just so loud, and like it bugs me. And it not only bugs me that they are loud, it bugs me some of the things that they talk about. Like they get all pumped up when they're like, "Oh yeah, man, I totally came back from this party and I was totally wasted and I banged this chick and it was awesome." And I'm just like, dude, oh man, like I don't think they get it because like. When you, like, I don't get how they can be so proud of the fact that they bring a girl home who's blacked out and they banged her and that's like a sign of his, like, you know, he's amazing. Because, like, if you have to get a chick to a point where she won't remember anything in the morning to get her to have sex with you, like, that says a couple of things about you. Either, one, you just have, like, the worst personality in the world and that is the only time a girl will consider it, or two, you're just completely awful in the sack, and that's the only way that she'll consider, like, is if she just doesn't remember it. And, like, neither of those things are something to be proud of, dude. Like, you wouldn't brag about those things, but though, like, when you say, "Oh yeah, I totally got wisdom, brought her back, and just banged the shit out of her," like, that's what you're implying, is that, like, you have to put a girl in that state, and just, like, what are you doing with your life if that's the things you choose to brag about? Like, there's, like, the reason I don't go to parties is because when I show up and I'm just like, "Hey, I'm Dr. Spurs, and I play StarCraft, and I have a YouTube channel," everybody just kind of looks at me like, "The fuck, dude? Really? Like, that's what you came here? You came here to brag about being a nerd?" And I was like, it just doesn't work. But that is my little thought of the day. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If not, hopefully you just skipped over it, and then you watched the rest of this replay with me. But we're gonna jump in. This is another game from UW-Madison versus Iowa State University, and I would like to see... Oh my goodness. Both of these games are 7 minutes and 16 seconds long. Let's watch a longer one. Oh, we just saw them play. I don't want to watch that. I don't want to watch the same people again. I'm sorry. Oh, man. These are really short games. I don't want to see a short game. Wait, maybe if I back up? Maybe there's something in the Harvard and McMaster. Let's see. I don't think... I don't think I've seen this one. Shadow Temple, PVZ. Let's watch it. So I lied to you when I said I was going to bring you another game between UW-Madison and Iowa State. I didn't realize that I'd be watching 7-minute videos. But we're going to go ahead and jump into this game between the yellow Zerg here on the bottom, Doss, who is spawning in the 6 o'clock position, and the red Protoss here, Jash, who is spawning in the, what is that, 9 o'clock position? The map is the Shattered Temple. There is a singular watchtower here in the middle that controls most of the foot traffic as they are close air spawns. It might not be as useful as parking an Overlord here over this gap, but neither player knows that they are close air spawns just yet. So neither player, I'm sure, is preparing for that. We do see a pylon on the way on the high ground, so no Forge Fast Expand out of a Protoss player here. He will be going more of a standard play, and we do see the Extractor trick for that extra drone out of the Zerg player here, while his Overlord is just now starting. So I'm excited to see this game. But first I must yawn. By the hammer of Zeus. Or the beard of Zeus. That was a mighty yawn. Somebody pinged the map and they pinged this probe. I don't actually know why. There was nothing interesting about that probe. We do see a spawning pool is going down first. Is that like the new meta for Zerg against Protoss, is to go spawning pool hatch and not hatch spawning pool? Because I feel like every PvZ I've seen, the Zerg goes that spawning pool first. He does know that he is in close positions with the Protoss player, and did he sneak? Oh, no, it's visible now. But he almost snuck that Overlord by to hide his close air spawns positions as long as possible, but the probe was going to find out anyway, as he did scout both this base and this base. So the scouts have arrived in each base, and we'll see exactly what is going on. We don't have any gas out of our Zerg player yet, but he does have a queen on the way, just now picking up his gas, so he will have slowed links. Oh my goodness, did he just fake out that probe? Oh my goodness, I think he might have tried to fake out that probe, because now he's, or no, maybe he just did an extractor trick. That was a little less exciting, but he looks like he will be looking to pick up his expo. He does have 4 Zerglings, slowlings I might add, that will clean up this probe very easily, so I don't imagine he will pylon block. And maybe that is why Protoss player, or not Zerg players go for that pool first. It's just to, if you do get pylon blocked, which is like a huge possibility, you have these lings out in a timely manner and you can get your expo down at a decent pace, as compared to getting pylon blocked and then just sitting there for about a minute and a half while like 4 Zerglings spawn, and then you pick up your pool late because you couldn't get your hatchery down, and just it's a mess of problems. So I am sure that is why. I might have answered my own question as from the beginning of this game, but we do see a very, very standard double zealot bouncer here at the ramp. So I have no idea where this Toss is taking his build. He can go any number of directions. Not when he's supply blocked, however, as you cannot build anything when you are supply blocked. And what is this? We have the Zerg Doss going immediately for these destructible rocks over here. So will he be taking a fast third? Ooh. Cue the oohs and the ahs in the audience. If there was an audience, but we do see the Protoss player is pushing out with his 3 units to get a little bit of map control. He is going to say screw it to the watchtower and just go straight for the Zerg's base, and there are only so many lings here. There's like 6 over there and 2 queens, but he should be able to hold this off. Oh my goodness, he's gonna get this Overlord for free maybe. These Zerglings are gonna run in to try to save it. There are 6 Zerglings here, but 2 Zealots will rip that up, and they are forcing the lings away from the Overlord. Oh my goodness, he's gonna get this Overlord for free. But it will require some like intense micro. The Zealots do kill one of the Zerglings. And the rest of the Zerglings, the cavalry has arrived. Can they save this Overlord? It has 26 HP. They will try to surround the Stalkers, but they will get surrounded the Zealots, and the Zealots are fighting for their lives. One goes down. Oh my god, he gets the Overlord anyway. Oh no. Oh man. Great micro there by Jash, to, even though he's going to lose all of his units, to get that Overlord that he so desperately wanted. And these Zerglings are just chasing this Stalker down with their heart and soul, man. And this Stalker's going to start getting shields back here. And these shields respawn so quickly. This is like the most intense beginning. Oh my gosh, the Stalker's going to live because of those shields. He did take out those 2 Zerglings like a boss. So excellent micro by Jash, and Doss is going to sack another Overlord here for scouting, so he, I'm sure, sees that there are only 3 gateways here on the map, but he will lose that Overlord for it and supply block himself. But oh no, the boss Stalker happened to walk into some Zerglings at the watchtower and ending his life, and there is the hatchery by Doss. So he, at 7 minutes, he is going for his 3rd. That is a very very ballsy move. And then somebody, for some reason, pinged the natural, which has a spine crawler and a queen. Like, whoever's doing the pings is just really bad at pinging useful things. And these Zerg player will be walking into here, seeing a lot of sentries here. And there is even a robotics facility. He's not even going to screw around with 2 Zerglings. He force fielded them away. The robotics facility is on the front. I don't like that. I really don't like that there's a robotics facility here in a very dangerous position. But what do I know? The pylon, or not the pylon, the supply depot that is put there for balancing reasons by Blizzard was taken out by Jash. His expo will be finishing here shortly, and he is still running on this 3-gate, 1 robo, and we have an immortal. He is not going for an observer first, he's going straight for an immortal. And he's only seen lings, so I really don't know why he's going for this immortal first. There is a Roachhorn on the way in the natural. No, I just assumed a natural just because I couldn't see it. Where is this Roachhorn? Over here? Over here? There it is. I just assumed that was another Evo Chamber. But the Roach Warren has finished, so he will be going Roaches. But the Protoss player will be prepared as he's already streaming out Immortals. A lot of Immortals, in fact. He is not joking around. He really likes his Immortals. And will it pay off? Doss is supply blocked, unfortunately. And the base is bumping in the room next to me. Oh, yeah. Can you hear that? How amazing would that be if you could hear that bass? Just like my floor mates are pumping their music so loud that it just makes my room shake, and then my mic can pick it up. And it looks like Jash will be looking for his third up here on the high ground, so we will be taking out these rocks, and these Immortals do a lot of damage to the rocks. The third Immortal is on the way, but Doss is aware that Immortals are on the field, and a lot of Immortals are on the field. We have +1 attack upgrades for the Protoss on the way. No ups on the way for the Zerg player, which is a sad sight to see. We always want to see as many ups as possible. And the Spine Crawlers are taking a very aggressive defensive stance way out here in front of the gold to try to protect the gold as long as possible, and he will have 6 Zerglings here just to attack the rocks. Jash will, I'm sure, see that right before he's supply blocked. Maybe if he throws down a pylon. We do have his army is taking a defensive stance as well, and a Stalker will go down for free, maybe. Oh, the army is here to help him, and he will escape with his life at the exchange of 2 or 3 Zerglings there. So good move by Jash to save his Stalker as well as get a few Zerglings, and it looks like he's just going to push in here. And will there be enough Spine Crawlers here to hold the Zerglings to get in front of these force fields before they went down? And they're ripping apart the Stalkers. It's a sight to see, and it looks like more force fields are being thrown around, protecting these Immortals and these sentries in a nice little pocket, keeping them safe. And these sentries are on the outside, and they will be taking down the sentries. And the Stalkers, Zealots have been warped in here on the left side, and these Immortals are still again in this nice cocoon of force fields. And those who are not in the cocoon will face certain death, maybe. Not this guy, he got lucky. But he will be running his Zerglings in here. Oh my goodness, if he can snipe a few Immortals in exchange for these Zerglings, force fields do go down to save their lives, and it looks like these Zerglings will back out, only doing shield damage. So it looks like he got a little overzealous there. It looked like he might have been able to get it, but the force fields were so well placed by Jash to make sure that his Immortals get out alive. There is an Overlord here with speed who will be watching over the units. The Zerglings just took out these rocks as we see them sliding down the hill right on time, and Jash is kind of marauding his army around here. And he does not have an observer, and it looks like his front door is wide open, and these Zerglings are just going to get a run-by into the main. The cannon will only be able to kill one of them, and this could be incredibly devastating. We do have a push here on the front line. One Spine Crawler does go down. There are only a handful of Zerglings, and they just evaporated here like I don't know, like a drop of water in the sun, maybe. I'm bad at analogies when things are going on, but the economy for Jash is being hit pretty hard. It looks like he's pulled his workers, and he's doing a good job of dealing with that so far. There are only no Spine Crawlers, actually, to deal with this force, and 20s Roaches are being produced. And it looks like this was not cleaned up, actually. There are some Zerglings still here in the natural, doing amazing economic damage, but the gold base will go down for Doss, and he's in a tight pickle. But he might get a flank here if the Roaches from the gold and the Roaches are here on the left attack at the same time, but it looks like there was a little bit of confusion there, and Transfusion going down on a Roach to keep it alive as long as possible. Even the Queens taking part, Queens and drones alike, getting in on this fight, and the army, the Immortals, are being surrounded by workers, and there are still a lot of Roaches here, and only Immortals left, and they're holding down the line. This one Immortal is just trying to... He has 22 kills! That Immortal had 22 kills. What an amazing badass. He killed his fair share of Zerg, so he better get like 5 or 6 medals for his service. We do have Banelings now being morphed in, and it looks like, I would say, Doss is in an amazing position here. Well, he only killed... I thought he killed more workers than 11. It looks like Jash did an amazing job of cleaning up that run-by. That run-by could have definitely been an immediate game ender. He definitely did a great job of unit control and making sure that he did not lose more probes than he absolutely had to. But I would say Doss is in the stronger position. He has more of a supply advantage. He has more harvesters. He is taking the gold again, which he had to begin with. So he is definitely in a good, strong position and solidifying it. He has 1 melee attacks for his Zerglings upgraded, and 1-1 for the Protoss here. So the Protoss is definitely out upgrading the Zerg, and oh my goodness, this pylon will unpower these 3 gateways for the time being. Good catch by Doss there, and that even supply blocked Jash as well. Or Jash, not Jash. Jash. And he is going for Colossi, as we do see this Colossus Den is nearing completion. He is only pumping them out of 1 robotics facility. And this Overlord, if and when it does die, it will supply block him, maybe for the time being. Depends on when these 2 Overlords in the production tab finish, but he will see that there are Colossus, and there are Colossus on their way. And we have Jash being pretty aggressive here with his army, just kind of getting an Overlord kill, and then leaving his Overlord buddy to live. This Pro will die to a Zergling, forcing the entire army to come back and deal with it. I feel like that is an overreaction. I really feel like he could have still held this middle of the map and not just pulled it back entirely, but he will be securing his 3rd at the 17-minute mark. The Zerg's 3rd at the gold. He's going Olympic here, going for the goal. It is up and running. It will have a queen here shortly. And every second that this gold is down and Jash doesn't do anything about it is a second that he has to sweat. I really think he is behind here. He's behind 8 workers, but his saving grace can be these Colossi. If he gets enough of them and gets this range upgrade, it could be very devastating to the unit composition that we see out of our Zerg player, who's going Baneling Roach, which is actually really cool. I've never seen a play like this, but the problem with this that the Protoss player is going to have is he has a lot of Zealots, and if he doesn't have enough stuff to just soak up these Banelings, he's just going to straight up lose. Because if these Banelings, you know, hit on all of those Zealots and just melt everything, then the Colossus are completely exposed. It's like if you were to take a football player, you know, when you play football, you wear pads and shit, right? You got your helmet and you got your shoulder pads and, you know, what have you, and you go out there and play, and, you know, the injuries are really low, right? But if you were to play football without pads, I mean, people would be breaking shit all the time, right? You know, so a Protoss army, a Protoss ball is kind of like that against these Banelings. What the Banelings are essentially going to do is they're going to try to melt everything between the Colossus and them. And it's like the Protoss' job, I think, when they go for this Deathball stance, is to get as much shit between the Colossus and the enemy for as long as possible, so that the Colossus can put out all that damage. And these Colossus without this huge Zealot Stalker army is like a football player without pads. He's very exposed and will get, you know, taken down fairly easily. And we have Rainling drops on the way to the Protoss main, which is oversaturated here, and somebody pinged that there are 3 more Overlords heading to the north, and it looks like Jash, he is at 141, and he is taking his 4th here at the gold, so he is definitely going for a standard he's going a little slower than he probably should. We have Infestors now finally on the field. No Neuroparasite though, so they will not be grabbing those Colossi and turning them against their friends, and a lot of Rainlings. These Rainlings could be incredibly devastating to the army of the Protoss player. And here we go, we see the Rainlings have arrived at this one probe who's just kind of mining his way. They are choosing to ignore him, and they're going for this very juicy and full of workers natural, and this could be incredibly devastating. In fact, game-ending, I would say, if these Banelings hit and the workers are running away. 3 of them do go down, but it looks like the army is right here to play Big Brother and take him out. There are a few Zerglings here at the front, just kind of chilling out. They wanted to be part of the dying action. And there's still a singular Overlord with Banelings here, and somebody's pinging up here as the Overlords made an appearance by these cannons and took some damage, but here they go. They're going to go in anyway, and it looks like they're going to get plenty of drone or worker kills, but he is pulling them out in time. Great response time by Jash. He's got to really keep them alive, though. Keep running. Keep running. The marathon's not over, boys. They're going to run over to the cannons, the safety of the cannons. And it looks like the Overlords here were cleaned up, and the army was here to save the workers, but not before 25 were exploded. I kind of missed that. That is my fault. I'll be sure to go ahead and back that up and see that again. But not now, because if I back it up and go to look, we will see the end of the game. I don't want to see how long this game lasts, but it looks like the Banelings did manage to grab a lot of worker kills here. I thought there was more going on because there was a lot of units, orange units moving around here, but it looks like Jash is going to saturate his gold. He is only 6 workers behind, which is not terrible, and he is on an even number of bases as the Zerg. The Zerg just now picked up his 4th, and he is backed. The Zerg player has backed up a lot of minerals. He has 1,700 minerals in the bank, but he has just so many Rainlings and Overlords. Baneling, Roach, and Fester. This is one of the strangest and almost like coolest compositions that I have ever really seen, and I don't know if Jash really knows the entirety of what's in store for him. I don't know if he's seen all the tech. He's actually not sent an observer into the base since the natural was picked up. He did see this Roach before the observer was killed, and these overlords are just stuffed full of banelings. And 2 more overlords are heading to the north to try to do a baneling drop on the workers, and it looks like the Zerg player is picking up his 5th now, so he is very confident in his position. 3 more overlords full of rainlings, so the drops will continue, and High Templar archives are on the field. We do even see a mothership in production here, so if Jash can hold out, if these baneling drops aren't as successful. These aren't even full of banelings, these are full of roaches. That's the worst surprise ever. I thought they were going to be full of banelings and just be completely useless. Oh my gosh, if this High Templar archives goes down, it will set him back a little bit. He doesn't. It looks like Jash isn't really interested in High Templars. He didn't really have any on the field, and he wasn't researching Storm. But the Zerg player does see the fleet beacon. Oh, does he know that there is Does he know there are? Does he know that there is a mothership on the way? And it looks like during all of that confusion, more workers were killed here in the gold, as the army was out of position to deal with the roach drop. We do have a void right here, and it will kill this overlord, but Jash is kind of hurting here. He has kept a decent number of probes alive. He just lost a few more there, but it definitely hurt his economy here at the gold. A lot of workers did die, approximately 20, as the worker kill count for the Zerg player has crept up into the 40s. And it looks like the War Prism drop aimed at denying this 5th was denied itself. The drop to deny was denied. But the War Prism did survive. The Protoss player himself is also sitting pretty on a lot of money. He is picking up more production facilities. And his Death Ball is nearing completion as the Mothership has arrived. And the Mothership will cloak the entire army. And there is... oh my goodness, there are Broodlords on the field, so there's just so much high tech in this game. But I don't see... oh, there is an Overseer in production somewhere. So he will have detection, but will it be with the army? There, we do see a DT Shrine is on the way. Spine Crawlers are going down in the 5th. So he is... Jash is moving out, choosing not to reveal his High Templar Mothership army yet. Oh my gosh, he's getting Archons! This is like the biggest... I mean, it could be a bigger Death Ball because he's got a lot of free supply. But if Jash doesn't have an answer to these Broodlords, I can definitely see these Broodlords just tearing everything apart. These Corruptors will be able to focus down the Mothership in a decently timely... and not a decently timely, but like in a timely manner. Jash is looking to pick up his 5th, but he's got to be really careful. If he loses this Death Ball, he just straight up loses the game. Our Zerg player is max capped at 200, and the longer he sits there, the worse he is, in my opinion. He is going for level 3 melee attacks and level 2 carapace, and only level 1 missile attacks have been researched, but does our Protoss player... he has 3-1, no shield upgrades, so it will be close. The Broodlords have arrived. The time for chilling is past, Kyle, as Destiny would say, and the Broodlords will lay siege, and if Jash doesn't have an answer, he will be in a world of hurt. He is backing up to the Mothership, and I don't know if there's detection here on the front, but it looks like he might. There is a Vortex that will grab a lot of the Protoss army. The Neural Parasite has gone down on the Mothership, but it does not cloak the Zerg army, and it looks like the Protoss player is just running straight into the Vortex, and the Archon Toilet might be a success here, and the huge armies are clashing here in the middle, and just everything that is Zerg is dying. The Rainling Overlords have been picked off, all of those Overlords full of Rainlings, will die. This one Colossus does have a little bit of health, and the Corruptors will go to town here on the Mothership. The Overseer has arrived, but a little too late, as he could not actually see the army in that engage, and it looks like Doss not even looking to give it a fighting chance. Will GG out. There were some Zealots in the main from this Warp Prism, but I don't think they got too much damage off. There was a drop over here in the meantime for Jash that was going to deny this 5th, but it looks like both players just kind of invested into that. Oh my gosh. Oh, he doesn't have any money. I was like, Doss, you have so much larva, why are you quitting? And then I realized he was totally out of cash. But that was a crazy engage there at the end. The winner of the game itself was going to be whoever came out of that vortex alive. And it was the Protoss player. The Mothership really saved the day. A lot of the Zerg units couldn't attack for a while until the Mothership was neuroparasited. But even then, the vortex had gone down, and the Archons swarmed into the toilet, so the Archon toilet was a success for Jash. J-Ash. He was the victor today, so that game was out of control. We saw a lot of tech out of both players. He was picking up his 5th, and I dropped my gum. But wow, that was a cool game. Hopefully it recorded in high-definition quality. And is on the YouTube site successfully, and I haven't been wasting more time. I've lost so much sleep this week trying to get this channel figured out, so I'm hoping I've finally reached a point where everything works, and everything works fine, and I can continue to bring sweet games. We do have the Dark Shrine. It did complete, and I'm noticing something here in the production tab that is interesting. We have interceptors being built, so Jash even going for the Manor carrier here. This one carrier was picking on the Overlords, and Doss was even supply blocked there at the end. How many workers does he have? He has 53, so it is not like he had too much supply. He had 16 Roaches, 8 Corruptors, and 1 Mutalisk. But that probably would not have been enough to deal with the army and then do major economic damage, which is what he needed. He would have also lost his 5th. So I don't know if Jash or Doss would have came back from that, but we will never know as he GG'd out. That will do it for this game here, folks. Be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel, as I come to say at the end of all my videos, and spread the word if you like what you see and you like the higher quality that it's in. Thumbs up the video, and then go ahead and spread the word to other StarCraft enthusiasts so that we may engage as many people as we can in the world of esports. So that is all I have, and I'm going to shut it off now. That one.